Hey guys, it's Carl with Gray Matters. I want to update my comments from yesterday. If you haven't seen them, you can find them. You can find the full-length rant on the page here, or you can find the edited version on YouTube at Gray Matters on YouTube. So, like I said, updating my comments from yesterday. So, 4 people apparently died during the violence yesterday as a result of said violence yesterday. I'm happy to see that many Republicans and both senators and citizens are calling for the arrest of many of these people. I also see senators and citizens trying to either minimize or deflect the conversation a little bit about what happened yesterday, trying to minimize the seriousness of it, trying to go tit for tat with the BLM and the Antifa people, which they do have a little bit of a point there. Actually, they got a pretty good point there. And then I see people on the left trying to say that it's not the same, and that you didn't arrest all these white people, and they didn't get pepper sprayed, and again, they have a point, but we need to stop with that. All of that kind of talk needs to stop. Well, if it was this, or, it's not like it, da-da-da-da-da. No, all that, we got to stop minimizing and deflecting and trying to make asinine comparisons, even if they are somewhat legitimate. So we got to stop with all that. Yesterday should not have happened. Donald Trump owns a lot of the blame. Democrats also own some of the blame. Like I said, it wasn't just Donald Trump who was firing these people up. That's what you got to understand. The Democrats have been poking and prodding and goading and almost daring people to do something like this. And not only that, they, when the BLM and protests broke out, which were justified, and in fact they are still justified, but what wasn't justified was the outbreak of violence and the destruction of property and burning down whole cities and taking over courthouse buildings and people died as a result of those acts too. Don't forget, I believe 2 children died here in Atlanta over that, where somebody wouldn't kowtow to the BLM protesters, so somebody started shooting and they shot a little girl in a car, their parents just trying to get them to safety because they were blocking a intersection or blocking the entrance to a gas station. See, this is the problem with all these conversations that we're having, is we have some valid points and we use that to deflect and we point blame at someone else. Oh, well, yeah, I know this happened with us, but what about those guys? And they did that. And what about this situation? And that, if it was this situation, or if up was down and left was right, then this would have happened. Let's just talk about the issue at hand. The issue at hand are these idiots. And you know what? I will call them terrorists. I don't like using that word for them, but they're beyond protesters and rioters. So yeah, those people need to be arrested. And again, if you support those people who caused all that drama and all that violence at the Capitol and in DC yesterday, you were wrong. You were in the wrong place mentally, and you need to get your head right. So yeah, stop deflecting. Stop trying to. Let's talk about the issue at hand. Let's not Yeah, there's some similarities, both good and bad, with the BLM protesters. There are some things that didn't happen with these people that did happen with the BLM protesters. There's probably something to be discussed there, but the fact of the matter is, a bunch of yahoos, thousands of people apparently, got into the Capitol building. And don't even get me started on the security there. Why the National Guard wasn't there, or how the Capitol Police didn't have a better lockdown criteria in place, I don't know. That needs to be answered. There's so many people who screwed up. There's some suggestion that some of these protesters may have been let in. They've been saying, hey, come on in, guys. That needs to be investigated. All this stuff needs to be investigated. Of course, the problem with that is none of us are going to trust the investigations because we don't trust Congress. We don't trust our leaders. And that's the one thing they still don't recognize. Even after yesterday, they still don't get that we don't trust you. And it's going to be a problem. But guys, we're going to try to make progress with Gray Matters. I really need your support on this thing. I don't want to do a political show. I don't even want to do the show. I feel I have to do this show. I feel I have no choice. I feel that we are at a place that I have to at least try. I have to go out there and shout and scream and hope that I say the right things or some good things and people listen and I make things better. But I can't sit by and say nothing and just hope that things are going to be okay, and making snide comments and little chats and posts and memes on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. That's not going to cut it. So guys, help me out. I know you know what, and look, you need to have the guts to listen to me and what I'm saying, because I'm going to upset you. I'm going to make you mad, but it's something everybody needs to hear. And I need you to check me. If you hear me say something that's patently false, or I give you some information that's not accurate, tell me about it. We have to stop. This hyper-partisanship has got to stop. And it's destroying the country, and we have to look inward, because all these problems start with us. You know what? Yes, sure, Congress and the president and all that, and all those people are an issue. But you know what? We voted for them. We keep voting for them. And then we make excuses for our side and not the other. We are part of the problem. We are very, 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 in fact, we're at the center of the problem. And we could deal with a lot of these problems without the government's involvement. If we just sat down and got honest with ourselves, especially, and one another. We have to say some ugly things that other people that you're not going to like, but that's what we have to do. And like I said, I'm going to keep making this show. I'm going to keep making these videos until I get some kind of results. It's going to be hard making this thing go. It's going to be hard making this thing work, because so many people are not going to want to hear me call BS on their side. Everybody's going to want me to just bash one side or the other. But I'm not, because the blame lies everywhere. With us, with them, left, right, up, down, everywhere. And we have to realize that, and we have to do something about it. This is Carl with Gray Matters. I'm out, guys. I'm going to go and relax and try to collect my thoughts. Keep your head level. Be smart. Be safe. And just have a good night. We'll see you guys later.